Hey guys, Toast here, and today I want to talk a little bit about whether Overwatch is a worthwhile purchase if you don't have anyone to play with and plan on solo queuing for most of your games. As I mentioned in many of my videos, Overwatch is a very team and communication-oriented game that requires at least a moderate amount of teamwork and coordination in order to have a successful venture. It's oftentimes the team that's best coordinating that wins, so is the game worth spending money on if you don't have anyone to play with? Let me start by saying that, at least to the best of my knowledge, the game does not take into consideration, or at least not with much weight, whether or not you're playing in a composed team when it does its matchmaking. As a solo player, you can oftentimes be thrown into a game where all or most of your teammates are playing solo and 4 or more of the enemy players are in an organized party. This does not mean that you're absolutely going to lose, but it does mean that the enemy team will likely be more capable of coordinating character selections, organizing attacks, and communicating about your team's location. You can certainly use the communication options available to you, such as in-game VoIP, the default communication options, and if you're on PC, the chat box, to try and do the same with your teammates, but unless you know some of the players on your team, there's no guarantee that they'll choose to pay attention to this or return the favor. Another thing to keep in mind is that Overwatch really rewards you for playing with others in the form of XP bonuses. If you're playing the game with an organized party of at least 2 players, you'll receive a 20% XP buff for all XP earned in each game in which you both play. This means that if you don't have anyone to play with, you'll inherently level up slower than those players who are partied up. Now, all that said, the game does give you enough tools to communicate and doesn't require verbal coordination when choosing your team or coordinating attacks, so there is of course the possibility that you will have very successful games when playing on your own. If you understand that you will be pitted against organized teams, that you will encounter a pretty rough beating occasionally, and are okay with this, then I would say the game is absolutely worth purchasing if you don't have anyone to play with at the moment, as mechanically the game is very fun and it's extremely rewarding when you do actually win in those situations. I would also like to point out that if you don't currently have friends who play this game, or don't when you actually purchase the game, there are plenty of places where you can go and search for players to team up with. This game has millions of players, many of whom are in the same situation and are looking for others, so if you put a little bit of effort into finding these players, it'll highly benefit both of you. In addition to finding someone to team up with to get that sweet XP boost, you may also find someone who you enjoy talking to and who may end up being a long-term gaming friend. A few places that I personally have had some good results from are IGN's Looking for Players threads. These are particularly good for Xbox One or PS4 players, the subreddit r/gamerpals, and Blizzard's own Overwatch forums in their general discussion section. Links to all of these will be in the description below. But that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you've had luck solo queuing or if you found the game more enjoyable when playing with friends. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe and follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Toast, and I'll talk to you soon.